Okay, so I just wanted to go through and show you my cockpit here. 737 replica. There's probably a lot better ones out there, but this is pretty good for me. And just got some new parts in and wanted to just walk through the whole thing. So I'll first start and just kind of walk through all the components here. Here's the 737 throttle quadrant, 2 thrusters, flaps, fuel cutoff. I've got a open cockpit CDU. I've got this whole panel I found on eBay. Not sure what the model is, but it came with just the panels. I went ahead and got all the electronics and put them in myself. Wired up using the open cockpit's interface. Got the landing gear lever, flap servos. Then here we've got our MCP, also known as the autopilot, and our EFIS, which controls our screens down here. So, and then of course we've got our simulator in the background. Now, the latest addition here is this yoke, which is a force feedback yoke, and it's pretty awesome there. And then we've got the butt kicker. Now what this does is it simulates the vibrations, and it's hooked up to this amp over here, which is just coming out of my speakers there, and it actually adds vibration. So I'll put my chair on here once we get started, and that will start vibrating as we take off. And landing gears and everything that you feel on the runway taxiing, you'll feel that with this butt kicker. So we've got some pretty realistic stuff going on here. Hopefully we can make it all. Now we're going to go through a pre-flight setup to prepare for takeoff. Software package we use has all the system logic for the overhead panels and stuff like that, which unfortunately is not going to be used for us. So we'll go ahead and just clear these warnings for now. So then we'll come in here and we'll start programming our flight computer here. So we'll go ahead and set the position that we are at via the GPS. Set the airport where we're at here. Go to the route page, tell it we're going from Las Vegas to Phoenix. Activate the route, go to our pre-flight setup. Gross weight's already in here. Our cruising altitude will be flight level 250. Then go to our N1. This is for our takeoff settings here. We've already got our flap set for 5. Go ahead and put in the takeoff V1, VR, and V2 settings so we know at what speed we can start pulling back. And from there, we're pretty much set on the computer side. What we'll do is we'll set our auto brake to RTO. See light up there. If we abort our takeoff under 80 knots, that will apply the brakes for us automatically. We will go ahead and set our flaps to 5. See the dial there was moving there. We'll go ahead and set our altitude for 10,000 feet for now. Go ahead and set our speed for, I don't know, 250 knots. And we'll go ahead and change our EFIS. So this panel here, we'll go ahead and switch this to our map mode. We'll zoom out a little bit. You can see we'll turn the airports on. So now we're pretty much ready for takeoff. Go ahead and set my chair on the butt kicker. Add the vibration. Alright, let's go ahead and power up. You can see here the throttle's moving around. That's our force feedback. So once we get to our V1 up here, once our speed gets there, we'll start pulling up. See the throttle's now starting to feel the vibrations even more. We're almost about the V1 here. Go ahead and pull back on the yoke. As you can see, we are airborne. Go ahead and set the gear up. Go ahead and turn on our auto throttle, set the speed. Go ahead and hit our autopilot, turn that on. Set our vertical speed with a climb of 1,200 feet per minute. And we should start climbing here. Now I'll stop now, and actually we'll bring the flaps up first. Flaps up. Go ahead and clear our warning, and there'll be a little break and I'll show you the landing. Alright, so now we are about 20 or 30 miles from the airport. Go ahead and start setting up our landing. So we'll go ahead and unpause the simulator here. You can see here, Phoenix KPHX, that's where we're going. So I already know that the frequency for the ILS runway 8 is 111.75, so we'll make that active. We will then come over to, you can see the lower left hand corner, shows us our distance, 25 miles away. And then we'll go ahead and we're coming down to 7,000 feet at about 220 knots. Set that up, and I'll come back once we're closer. So as you can see here, these pink dots, you can see the one coming down here, and the one under here is going to the left and right. That's our runway lineup, and that's what we're going to follow. So once we've got those on the screen here, we can go ahead and hit the approach button on our autopilot. That will start to follow those lines in the glide slope. So that'll start setting up our approach. In the meantime, we need to lower our speed. So we'll go ahead and lower it to about 200 knots. We will bring down our landing gear. We'll go ahead and bring our flaps to 10 for now. You can see the dial going for the flaps. You can see our yokes. We got a stormy, turbulent setting here. Alright, so you can see we're getting lined up. We got the autopilot taking care of this. We're going to go ahead and switch our mode to approach mode. You can see our lineup here. Our course is set to the runway heading, which is found up here. Go ahead and lower full flaps. Go ahead and reduce our speed to our landing speed, which I already know is going to be 171 knots. If we look at our menu here, we can see approach, and we should be coming in at 171, or actually 161 knots. Okay, you can see here's, well, maybe you can't see the runway here. I'm going to go ahead and disengage the autopilot, take over manual control. We'll go ahead and arm the speed brake, set our auto brakes. This is all out of order and a very fast landing. Normally I would have had a lot more time to set this up, but as you can see here, we'll go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle, bring back, and here we go on the runway. And go ahead and bring in reverse thrust. See reverse coming up on the throttle engines here. And a little bit off the runway, needed the hand to hold the camera. You can see we disengage the auto throttle, gives us a little warning. Speed brake was extended once we landed. That's what the arming does, even though we're not extended here. Once we come back a little bit, it arms that speed brake so that when we land, it automatically comes up. And that's the quick and dirty how to fly a 737. And you probably didn't get to see a whole lot of this, but as you can see, this is force feedback, so pretty cool. See you guys next time.